Musa on the side of KAYUQT. So I'm pretty much expecting just a Jawhead being banned up here for KAYUQT. It's still going to be Moscow. And this may just be the Selena. They're not going what we're saying.
Yeah, like, I definitely think that Selena here is the answer to all that sort of regression that may actually come on as well. So that's where, you know, they're forcing the likes of BINASIC here. It's either you let me take it or I'll steal something away from what you've been fielding out so far. So what's it gonna be? We're having about 20 seconds here for them to decide the final ban.
Might be the X-board, because Erin Cutie, she played one hell of a good X-board. But they're going to be banning out JOROSS, GAMBOA, Chalap, Eve out of the equation. They should get the Jawhead for themselves here.
I guess that's not too bad of a move. You know, like the real world manipulation early on has been able to cause quite a nuisance, especially when they were contesting for those turtles. And on the early portion of the game, that's where KAYUQT has been able to secure it. Now, that's going to be export being brought right back in for the likes of KAYUQT. So far, I think that there wasn't any sort of problems over the side lanes when he was fielding that export over on the portion of the map. And that's where, you know, it's free picking for the Jawhead, and now making sure that they lock in the Lunox before heading in towards phase 2. I like the mindset towards this because now you can easily have the Lunox to move into the fight, slowly taking down the health bars, whether it's the tank or the backlines, and walk out all the way safely. And oh, the switch up is real, and you've guessed it, it's the Selena.
Man, I thought we were gonna be seeing arguably the Changu signature Lunox, but we're gonna be seeing the Selena instead, which is also formidable on the hands of Changu. Now, KAYUQT, they're eyeing out the Lunox for themselves. Not a bad idea. Can really, you know, if Lunox is low, can go for the Order of Brilliance to evade the Abyssal Arrows, but can also dive into the back lines depending on what type of composition BINASIC is going for. But for now, as far as we're concerned, they will be securing the Lancelot for themselves, and they kind of want to go for the front-to-back type of team fights here.
Yeah, I really do like what KAYUQT is up to right here, where it's a lot of diversity when it comes down to their game plan overall. You have Lancelot for maybe the late game safety if they want to go in for a split push sort of format, or if they were to collapse on the 5-man dive, that's where you have the export to really start off the fight. But overall, you know, they just really have to be careful in the early game not to be sniped by any of these abyssal arrows that might just be flying all around. Oh my Yuri now going for a pick. Now, from what they have actually had overall, we're going to be seeing Inling as well. Okay, I guess they want to be having that full speed ahead. You know, family is always going to be strong here for the likes of BINASIC, where they could just move in for those straight-up dives. And I just want to see some great templates to be brought out whenever Unstoppable Force connects.
And here's the thing, though, for the side of KAYUQT. Like, they can opt to respond with a Badass pickup for themselves, but it's not going to end well for them. Like, they're going to be putting the Lunox in the mid lane up against a Selena in the mid lane as well. In the early game, not gonna have fun. Badass is also not, well, actually gonna have a good time against this Ruby, if ever that is going to be the pick. But Paquito is also open for taking for themselves. They can also take that to the side lane.
Yeah, Paquito overall very reliable, and you know, you just gotta chain those combos overall and just make sure that you just shred down some of the health bars here, punching them with the knockout blow overall. So the My Angel as well as Chalap, they've got to make those firm decisions on how to really set up the full composition. And now Popo and Kupo was hovered early on, and they also want to consider the Brody so that they can tear them apart overall. And wow, it's a Grok overall. So I haven't seen the Grok for some time, but I definitely think that this is going to be some good answers. Probably a little bit more of a supportive role if that's going to be the case, but instead, hovering back to what they can rely on so that they bring in the meteor shower into the field.
A lot of burst damage here on the side of BINASIC, though, if you look at the Harley last pick for themselves. Meanwhile, for KAYUQT, just the right amount of balance of physical and magic damage. Hoping to see Chalap go ham with the Guardian's barriers and the charge, the wild charge, to catch Ling as soon as he lands with the Tempest of Blades. That is the I feel like that is the only counter initiate that they have for this team, for this composition. But the drafts are looking good, Contra. What do you think about this?
Well, I definitely think that both sides are having some of all the game plans going on. KAYUQT now drafting something that's definitely solid. It's either go big or go home time, because, you know, this is a best of 3. They cannot afford to lose this one. BINASIC just going back to the essentials there when you have so much burst, but heading into the late game, it will be a problem when it comes down to certain team fights when, you know, members of the side of KAYUQT, they do have a lot of good AoEs to expand, so if they get blown up, it's going to be hard for them. So looking for that split push that might just be happening for the likes of BINASIC.
Here we go once again on the... Not even just throwing the purple buff, I'll throw Godzi himself away.
That's one way to work, right? Like, okay, like, if that's gonna be a case, either you reset the buff or you just get that kill overall. But Hanabi's just try. Wait, what? Hold up, hold up. That's not legal. He almost got first blood as well, and he's still surviving. And here comes Yuri's gonna be joining alongside. Oh, I'm lost for words already. This is quite a tough start, but we do have first blood for.
They're stealing everything. They're stealing everything away from Godzi Legends. You won't have anything at the end of the first 2 minutes. Oh man, Godzi Legends is off to a bad start here.
Oh, okay. Now what's he gonna do? Is he gonna move to a lane? Is he gonna just, you know, take the smaller camps? I guess he just have to do what's necessary to make sure that, you know, he has a smoother cruise. It definitely didn't sail all too well for a start. And look at Hanabi's. He's trying to join another camp away now. This is where he cannot lose the crab. Oh boy.
He's
not like this. Not like this.
You're gonna get the turtle crab? No. And that's forcing out huge rotation from KAYUQT as well. The turtle's gonna be spawning in 5 seconds, I mean. And there's already a significant level gap here. 30 Gaming is already level 4. Godzi is still level 2. This turtle is no doubt going down to the hands of BINASIC. Flicker expended by PEIN. That is the Abyssal Arrow not connecting to anybody as the ejection connects onto Chalap and it gets taken out.
Wow, it's all about Hanabi is just driving through and picking buffs, picking lives, and now it's a straight up 2-0. So a really solid lead heading in towards the first quarter of the game. Changu now going in for a trade, and easily Harley will be able to bust them down, and that's a 3-0 for the likes of BINASIC. Well, I don't think that KAYUQT is going to be anywhere near to even contest this turtle, so this is the real deal here. BINASIC just showing off how strong they are.
Yeah, this is all due to the fact that Honda Beast went ahead and went for the steal on the purple buff and then went for the orange buff steal 30 Gaming. And now they're eyeing out Chalap here. Tempest of Blades expended and they secured the kill off of that, and Godzi Legends, he needs to run away because Honda Beast is right near the flicker spin. Will almost went for the ejection, but they decided to focus their attention on to Be My Angel instead. And again, they're stealing every single resources that Godzi Legends wants and needs at this point.
Yeah, and they definitely knew the game plan, making sure that this last lot will not be able to get himself up online with all these huge ticket items and further setting him back. Now they don't really have to worry about, you know, the sort of the assassination burst damage or even any sort of split push that will be hindered for the moment. So Changu will make sure that the bottom turret will have a lot of all these gold to be stashed up before they work on taking it down, while the waves are slightly being proxied. KAYUQT just being forced to group up so early into the game, but they're not really getting all too much out of it.
Yeah, they are trying to go, you know, Godzi Legend is still trying to find his groove in this game. he needs to just keep up to what 30 Gaming has. There's a 2-level gap that they have, a significant gold lead that 30 Gaming has over him. As I say that, Be My Angel bursted out completely by this mid lane gank by BINASIC. And that's still going to keep on coming. 30 Gaming is already 3 levels ahead. The last insanity is going to be used up to try to take down Omayuri, but force the flicker out. The 30 Gaming is going to be joining in on a fray to take him out, but Honda B secures that kill.
Ooh, they're just going pretty nasty on the likes of KAYUQT, not giving them any chance to even get under their turret. And when they do, you saw what happened over the mid lane there. 30 Gaming just moving across the map, just what Link does best overall. Just getting the little wanderer and then work on the second turtle of the game. Now, KAYUQT in no position to even respond. Endless Battle now being purchased by Yuri. So you will see them playing just extremely aggressive overall. They don't really have too much worries to even
get Godspeed with that injection. And the unstoppable force. No ejections available. Forced to use the perfect execution to get to yeet out of there. 30 Gaming with attempts of blade secures the kill of Godspeed. And Changu with a deadly magic takes down Chalap as well in the process. That's just KAYUQT and Vladimir here. Another ejection connection with the Vladimir, and Changu bursts him out with just cards to the face.
My, if you're on KAYUQT's side, I don't know. Who do you really want to focus down? You got 30 Gaming, 5-0, Changu Trio, and it's so hard to catch either one of them. But the good news, you know, like, if they really manage to stall and towards the late game, then they will have a smoother cruise. There's going to be maybe a tip-off on the ceiling of how far they could possibly get with this. But now, you know, turrets are being taken down. All the tier 1s are already up, and now they're working on tier 2s on both of the side lanes. Not looking all too good. 6 minutes in the game. It's a 12-0 overall, but BINASIC absolutely stomps them out.
Yo, Honda's just staring everybody down. Against the ejection as well. That was a bait.
What? Okay. Okay. Too much. Too much. That's all I'm gonna say. And given the comes to the rejector going on to the Lunox, she'll be able to actually pop the force of brilliance. And now it's a killing spree for Painflix as well. It's a swift one coming in. 7 minutes of play, and KAYUQT can only hold for so long, you know. Now already knocking on towards the inhibitors already. I don't know. KAYUQT just got to stall.
Yeah, they have to stall, but look at just the amount, the massive lead that they have mustered up. 11K for BINASIC, and then no kills at all on the side of KAYUQT. This is a perfect game that we've seen so far. Like, nobody dying.
We've never
might
seen
be the
this.
fastest game.
Yeah, it might just be a recapture in the Facebook Creator Showdown. So I'm just looking at this being perhaps one of the strongest teams that we have in this region. So 30 Gaming will be able to actually solo the turtle, and you know, this is the semifinals, and I didn't really expect it to be heading in towards game 2 with a very different sort of form coming out of BINASIC, and Chalap being forced to use his ultimate just to get himself away. So I guess they just have to expend everything that they have just to even survive, not to pick up kills. And even when they do, I don't really see a way that they could actually bust anybody. You don't want to be heading forward to face off against Honda Beast, as we saw on the previous team fight, how he can just easily stare them down and just pop the ejector into the rest of his teammates. And even if you want to catch the Link, you don't really have a clear-cut answer because they don't really have those hard crowd control to really stun him up and stop him from, you know, moving across those walls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this out loud. I am a tank main, and it always is a big bias for me when a team has a lot of crowd controls. Because more than often than not, a good crowd control being set up always immediately secures a kill for you guys. And that's exactly what BINASIC is doing. Just like what you said, not a lot of crowd control here. They're just going to be relying on the wild shard that Chalap has not been using as much. I've only really seen the wild shards being used defensively by Chalap. And it's not going to come out as much. Yep.
Yeah, I just felt like it's only one ultimate, and you know the cooldown's going to be pretty high as well. So if you really want to land it on top of anybody, that person has to be Painflix, and even to really follow up to that, it's not going to be all too much straightforward because Painflix most likely will be, you know, hiding somewhere alongside some of all these bushes where, you know, he won't be seen. But oh boy, here comes 30.
Oh. Man, he was just waiting there with the wild charge being used on 30, just waiting for him to just go in front of him and slap him in the back of the head with that stick that he has. Well, it's a sword, you know, call it a stick. It's a 0 for 2 trade. The Lord is open, can be taken away by 30 Gaming. The patience is so real for BINASIC. They really just waited for the Lord to spawn. And they said, let's make it last for an hour, says JOROSS GAMBOA.
Okay, I don't know. I guess they want to set a very different record. Instead of the quickest game, they want to go for the longest game. So I guess we got a lot of time to talk if that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
Heading into this matchup, I don't know, does any Mobile Legends match actually lasted for an hour? That could be the greatest world record for either side of the party. But, you know, it's going to feel like 1,000 years for KAYUQT to get there. But if that's going to be the case, imagine full item on KAYUQT. Do they actually stand a chance against BINASIC?
Late game, hyper late game, with all their items locked in, I feel like they could. But they're just going to be focusing on individual pickoffs, not going in for the team fights. Because there's a lot that BINASIC has in their pockets to really stop a full-on 5v5 clash. And really, if they can get a pick-off onto 30 Gaming, that will be big. But even more so onto Changu, because he can just burst out anybody without, like, it's nobody's business. But I digress. They are now going in for the aggression. Be My Angels falling down as well as Godsey. The Lord is marching on over towards the top lane. They take down the inhibitor turret in just a matter of time before BINASIC punches their ticket to the finals as Vladimir and Aaron Cutie, though, stop the initial offense, but it's not enough. BINASIC, they're going to the finals. And we'll be waiting for their opponents. KAYUQT will be thrown to the losers match in the bronze match.